Hi everyone, welcome to SimbleThings, a channel where we talk about living with C-PTSD. You know, that really happy, fun topic, yeah? Today's video, we're going to be talking, well, it's going to be a story time. I'm going to be talking about the first panic attack that I can remember having as an adult, right? So let's set the scene. I was in my early 20s. At the time, I was staying with my partner. She was at a different college to me and was staying like on the campus of her college. And as I remember it, I think she was out at the time or something. And I'd been making some toast and I set the fire alarm off. And that's when it hit me. Now, all I really had to do, all I had to do in this situation was go downstairs, congregate outside the building, tell them I'd accidentally set the fire alarm off while I was cooking because they were quite sensitive. And that's all I had to do. And it would have been fine. Would have been outside for 5-10 minutes and it would have been okay, right? But the thing is, when you have a panic attack, that logic doesn't mean anything. It doesn't matter how simple that process would have been. It doesn't matter how much easier it would have been for my life. Nothing like that matters, because all that happens is the straight up panic, fear, raging in your body. It's unreal. And you know, when your flight or fight response is motivated, it's triggered in such a harsh way. I just ran. I ran. And so I live in England where most of the time it rains. And this night it was really raining, like really fierce rain. So I went outside the building and I just ran. I ran like at least like half a mile away into where there was like a little wooded area. I just ran and I ran, and then I just remember being sat down underneath the tree, still getting wet, but obviously not as wet in another area, but yeah, just underneath this tree, just getting wet, just sat there, knees up, and just like just my mind's swimming, my heart rate is crazy. I'm just so scared, like so scared. And let's go, like the logical thing is there wasn't anything to be scared about, because I just had to stand there and just say, sorry, yeah, I accidentally triggered the alarm, and they would have sorted it out and everything would have been fine. But because of me running away, it meant everybody else that was in the building had to stay outside for way longer because I wasn't around, and it would have actually made mine and everybody else's lives way easier if I'd have just stayed. But that's, you know, there's nothing logical going on when you have a panic attack. It just happens and you react. And so I'm there under this tree. I don't even know what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about all the messed up things, but I'm thinking about how everybody's going to be pissed off at me, but how there's no way I could have faced that, and how I just had to get out. And then at the same time, like, I'm just questioning everything, you know, why I've run so hard and what I'm going to do and how do I react to this, because how do I go back? And it's all going crazy, right? Like all the thoughts are just running at a million miles an hour with your heart rate going and you're sweating out and the adrenaline and cortisol and everything is raging through your body. But all I had to do was stand there and say, yes, I accidentally did it. But no, instead of just being stood outside the building by the shelter explaining what happened, I ran as fast as I could and just sat like half a mile away underneath the tree, just spinning out, just absolutely spinning out. And I don't know how long I was there, like 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. in that situation, you've got no sense of time. Like a minute could feel like an hour when you're panicked to that level and you're just in the midst of the panic attack. There's nothing else right going on. Your head is just swimming and everything is taken over by this happening, right? There's nothing else you can think of. It's just so intense, really intense. I mean, what else would make me want to run in the first place? I'm not really one for running, but I had a panic attack and I ran hard. And then I know eventually I went back to the flat and I think I just hid myself away in my partner's room, and I think I remember explaining to them what happened and stuff. I mean, I guess it was okay eventually. I remember overhearing one of the other people who lived in the same building like complaining. He's like, all he had to do was, wait there and explain what happened and blah blah blah. But at this point I couldn't explain my reaction. At this point in time, I didn't even realize I had C-PTSD. I didn't know that was a thing. I completely understood all the damage that had happened to me through my abusive childhood, and I understood how that meant I had really like severe depression and anxiety. But I didn't really understand C-PTSD as a thing, and I didn't I just couldn't, and I wasn't even like, even though I had those things, I wasn't in a place where I could really talk to it about people in general. So there was no explaining it for me. Like, yeah, panic attacks. Yeah, I really hope all of you watching haven't had one, but for those who have, yeah, they messed up, right? They're a lot. They really are a lot, and they're just one of the things we may have to deal with, right, from day to day. So I guess what I can say is, if you feel yourself like kind of getting there, because once you know what the panic attack feels like and the start of it, sometimes you can avert them. So another situation, I remember finding out that a close friend of mine had died. And at that point, I remember after I got off the call, like my breath rate going up, my heart rate increasing, I'm starting to sweat out, and I just realized I'm having a panic attack. But because I realized it, I managed to start doing some breathing exercises. I put on some music that I knew would like really help me. And I managed to not go into a full-blown attack. I managed to kind of swerve it and get myself back down. So like that is possible. It's hard, Joe, like just like anything for us. I say that too much, don't I? I was like, oh yeah, you can do this thing, right, but it's hard. Does that just all go without saying now? Just everything is hard, right? Everything. But yeah, like, I guess once you understand the way the panic attacks works, then, if you've got the time and you're in the right situation where you can get yourself calm, then cool. But in that situation, there was the calm place, the comparatively calm place was like running half a mile away in the middle of some trees and sitting down there being soaked and cold. I just remember how cold I was. And yeah, hopefully if you ever get that feeling, you can get yourself into a calm situation and kind of swerve the full-blown attack. But yeah, I mean, do you know what's messed up? So just talking about it, I can feel like the tension almost, it feels slightly inflamed, like inside my chest here just feels a bit raw and extra sensitive, and my heart rate's a little bit higher than it should be. And I'm just talking about something that happened over a decade ago. 10, 15 years ago this happened, yet just recounting this tale is, yeah. That's the power and magnitude of a panic attack. So, for anybody who's never had one, and maybe you've been a bit critical about people that have, or maybe maybe you don't doubt they're a thing, but you just don't think they're that bad a thing. No, like, please understand the panic attack is such a serious and intense happening. Like, it's a lot. It's really, really a lot. So there you go. Story time. My first panic attack as an adult that I remember. Sometimes memory's a little bit patchy on some of these things, but that's the one I remember so clearly. Just remember it just being cold and so rainy, and just running. Just running. Yeah. There you go. Another super happy video. Woo! So, remember, anyone else that's had a panic attack, hopefully hearing about mine makes you feel better about having had them, and you don't maybe get angry at yourself for getting in that situation. And I hope you understand that they can potentially be avoided. It's difficult, but potentially you can avoid them. So there you go. And I say, remember, any kind of healing with our condition is a long-term thing. It's all about trying to make today a little bit better, and then tomorrow a little bit better than that. So keep going. You can do it. I really, really hope my videos help. I hope you like them. Give me a like, a thumbs up, a comment. If you could subscribe, and hopefully we can, get the channel more and videos more visible to other people, and hopefully they're helpful to them too, because that's the reason I'm doing this channel. I know this is a horrible subject to talk about, and it's even worse to live with it, right? And I know it's not an entertaining thing for people to watch on YouTube, but it's important to me to talk about it, because I feel like I'm in a privileged position to be able to talk about it in a quite direct and open way. And I think because I'm able to do that, it's important for me to do it. So thank you. Thank you for tuning in. I hope to read some of your comments and stuff, and happy to reply to them. So until next time, take care. I'll catch you later.